Discipline is the silent architect of greatness, the unseen force that turns dreams into reality. It is not flashy or glamorous. No crowds cheer for discipline's quiet consistency. But without it, potential remains just that, potential. Today, commit fully to discipline, not as a burden, but as your greatest ally. Show up when motivation fades, choose effort when comfort calls, and build your future one deliberate action at a time. Discipline is your path to power. Embrace it and watch your life transform beyond imagination. Discipline is a concept that echoes through every corner of human experience, yet it is often misunderstood and underestimated. At its core, discipline is the silent engine powering transformation, both personal and collective. It is the quiet, steady force that pushes you to rise before dawn, to persevere when exhaustion threatens, and to remain committed when motivation fades. Yet, discipline is more than just a habit or a rule. It is a profound expression of character, rooted in timeless values like perseverance, integrity, and purpose. Every person knows the sensation of starting something new with enthusiasm, be it a fitness routine, a career goal, or a personal project. The initial surge of motivation is intoxicating, filling you with energy and optimism. But soon, the novelty wears off, the path becomes steep, obstacles appear, and progress slows. It is at this point, the crossroads between giving up and pressing on, that discipline reveals its true nature. You may have faced this moment yourself. Perhaps it was a morning when your bed felt impossibly warm and the alarm brutally insisted, or a day when setbacks piled up and every excuse in your mind screamed to quit. This tension is universal. It is the crucible where dreams are either abandoned or forged into reality. This internal battle between comfort and commitment reflects a fundamental human tension. On one side lies the desire for ease, rest, and immediate gratification. On the other, the calling toward growth, achievement, and purpose. Discipline is the bridge between these forces. It asks you to choose long-term fulfillment over short-term pleasure, to act in alignment with your values, even when feelings resist. Perseverance, the heart of discipline, is deeply admired across cultures because it symbolizes the human spirit's refusal to surrender. It is celebrated in stories of heroes who faced impossible odds, in traditions that honor hard work, and in communities that uplift those who endure. Perseverance is not just a means to an end, but a virtue that cultivates dignity and respect. Purpose is the flame that fuels this perseverance. When you have a clear, compelling why, discipline transforms from chore to choice. Purpose infuses your daily actions with meaning, turning mundane tasks into stepping stones toward your vision. It is the reason you rise early, push through fatigue, and keep moving when results are unseen. Eric Thomas embodies these truths vividly. His story of overcoming adversity through relentless discipline and unwavering vision inspires millions. His message is clear: discipline is not punishment, but liberation. The key to unlocking potential regardless of circumstance. Eric's journey teaches that faith in your purpose can ignite the power needed to push past limits and rewrite your story. Your experience echoes this dynamic. You have known moments when discipline felt like a heavy burden and others when it became your lifeline. You have tasted the bitter frustration of slow progress and the sweet victory of breakthrough. These experiences connect you to a shared human pursuit, the quest to live a life of impact, authenticity, and fulfillment. Understanding discipline as a manifestation of character rather than a rigid rule is transformative. It invites you to approach your goals with compassion and commitment, balancing effort with self-care. This perspective fosters sustainable growth, allowing you to build momentum without burnout. Cultural values around discipline emphasize balance between action and reflection, effort and rest, individuality and community. They teach that discipline rooted in purpose and integrity leads not only to personal success, but to contribution and leadership. These teachings remind us that discipline is an act of respect for self, for others, and for the mission we serve. Your journey with discipline requires this balance. It demands that you hold yourself accountable while honoring your limits, that you push through discomfort while nurturing your well-being. It calls for humility to learn from setbacks and courage to rise again. This path is not meant to be walked alone. Support from mentors, peers, and community strengthens your resolve and enriches your perspective. Shared experiences of discipline and growth build connections that uplift and sustain. Ultimately, discipline is the language through which your vision comes alive. It transforms hope into reality, dreams into deeds. It is the heartbeat of leadership and the soul of transformation. As you step forward, Embrace discipline not as a burden, but as a profound gift, a daily choice to honor your potential and live with purpose. Your commitment today is the foundation of tomorrow's greatness. Your quiet strength, born from perseverance and fueled by vision, lights the way for yourself and those who follow. This is your moment to commit to discipline, to purpose, and to the extraordinary life awaiting you beyond limits. The road to mastering discipline is not paved with ease or certainty. It is a rugged path strewn with internal battles, external pressures, failures, and moments of painful silence. This conflict, the persistent tension between desire and action, between who you are and who you strive to become, is the defining struggle of anyone committed to growth and purpose. At the heart of this conflict is the inner war raging inside your mind. Discipline demands consistency, sacrifice, and relentless effort. Yet motivation is fleeting, and your mind instinctively resists prolonged discomfort. Every morning, you wrestle with the urge to stay in bed a little longer, to postpone the hard work, to seek comfort instead of challenge. This daily confrontation is exhausting. It tests your resolve and forces you to choose between instant gratification and long-term success. Your thoughts become battlegrounds. One voice urges you forward. You started for a reason. Remember your goals. Keep pushing. Another voice, louder and more familiar, whispers temptations. You deserve rest. Just today can be easy. What's one day more? This internal push and pull create immense tension, a clash between the discipline you aspire to and the laziness or fear you want to surrender to. Doubt creeps in during these moments, shaking your confidence. You ask yourself, am I strong enough to keep going? Is this effort worth the sacrifice? What if I fail? These questions, though natural, threaten to unravel your momentum. The gap between your aspirations and your present actions feels wide and daunting. External pressures amplify the struggle. Society often rewards instant success and visible achievement rather than the quiet, consistent effort discipline requires. When your progress seems slow or invisible, it's easy to feel isolated or discouraged. Others may question your choices, seeing your discipline as obsession or rigidity. Their skepticism adds weight to your doubts, making the climb feel even steeper. Cultural expectations can also conflict with your pursuit of discipline. In some environments, taking time for rest, community, or personal enjoyment is valued, and relentless focus on goals may seem selfish or excessive. You might face criticism for prioritizing your vision, especially if it means deviating from traditional paths or sacrificing social activities. Balancing these cultural norms with your personal drive requires wisdom and courage. Failure is an unavoidable part of this conflict. Every setback, missed deadline, broken habit, unexpected obstacle feels like a confirmation of weakness. Failure carries a sting that goes beyond disappointment. It threatens your identity and shakes your belief in yourself. You may feel embarrassment, frustration, or despair, wondering if your efforts will ever bear fruit. These moments test your self-belief. They challenge you to view failure not as a verdict, but as feedback, a necessary step toward mastery. Reframing failure as part of growth demands emotional maturity and mental toughness. It requires you to resist the urge to quit and instead recommit with greater insight and determination. Discipline demands sacrifice. It calls for early mornings, late nights, and the willingness to forego temporary pleasures. This sacrifice can be lonely and taxing. The social activities you miss, the comfort you give up, and the exhaustion you endure weigh heavily on your spirit. Maintaining discipline in the face of these sacrifices requires a strong sense of purpose and unwavering commitment. The silence of discipline, the hours spent working alone, the quiet moments when no one sees your effort can be both a refuge and a challenge. In these silent spaces, your mind wanders to fears and doubts. The absence of external validation can make the effort feel futile. Yet these moments also offer clarity, opportunity for reflection, and the chance to cultivate inner strength. Moral choices define your journey. Each day you decide whether to give in to excuses or hold yourself accountable. You choose between short-term comfort and long-term growth. These choices reveal your character and shape your destiny. Leading with discipline means consistently aligning your actions with your highest values and goals. Self-belief is both fragile and fiercely essential. Doubt constantly assails it, but belief in yourself fuels resilience and courage. Building and sustaining self-belief requires daily practice, celebrating small wins, learning from setbacks, and nurturing a positive internal dialogue. Compassion towards yourself in moments of failure strengthens this foundation. The journey is not meant to be solitary. Connection with mentors, peers, and supportive communities provides perspective, encouragement, and accountability. Sharing struggles and victories reminds you that discipline is a shared challenge and that resilience grows in fellowship. Systemic barriers, whether economic, social, or cultural, often cast long shadows over the lives of many, complicating their journeys toward growth, success, and fulfillment. These barriers are not simply individual hurdles, but entrenched structures and patterns that affect communities and generations. They manifest in various forms: limited access to education, unequal job opportunities, discriminatory practices, social exclusion, and cultural biases that marginalize voices and restrict freedoms. Navigating these obstacles requires more than personal effort. It demands extraordinary courage, resilience, and creativity. Economic barriers are among the most visible and pervasive. Poverty, lack of resources, and financial instability can severely limit access to opportunities that others take for granted. The struggle to secure basic needs, food, shelter, healthcare, adds immense pressure, diverting energy from personal growth towards survival. When financial constraints persist over time, they create cycles that are difficult to break, making upward mobility feel like a distant dream. Social barriers, often intertwined with economic challenges, include discrimination based on race, gender, ethnicity, or class. These biases can manifest in everyday interactions, institutional policies, and systemic inequalities that restrict access to quality education, fair employment, and social capital. Such discrimination chips away at self-worth and creates additional hurdles that require not only perseverance, but also strategic navigation of complex social landscapes. Cultural barriers can be subtle yet deeply impactful. Traditions, norms, and expectations may impose limits on behavior, ambition, and self-expression. In some communities, pursuing unconventional paths or challenging established roles can lead to social alienation or familial disappointment. Balancing respect for cultural heritage with the desire for individual growth requires wisdom, empathy, and often a delicate negotiation of identity. Facing these systemic barriers demands a unique form of courage, one that is not merely about personal endurance, but about confronting injustice and advocating for change. This courage often calls individuals to become advocates and leaders, transforming their struggles into platforms for empowerment. Those who rise above systemic obstacles frequently carry a dual mission: to achieve their own success and to dismantle the barriers that hinder others. Creativity becomes a vital tool in this journey. Where traditional paths are blocked, innovative solutions must be forged. This might mean finding alternative education routes, creating new networks of support, or leveraging technology to bypass limitations. Creativity also involves resilience, the ability to adapt, learn, and innovate in the face of adversity, the courage to imagine possibilities where none seem to exist and to persist despite setbacks. Many who navigate systemic barriers develop a profound sense of empathy and social responsibility. Their lived experiences make them keenly aware of inequities and the importance of collective upliftment. They often become mentors, activists, and change makers, using their voices and platforms to advocate for equity and inclusion. Their stories inspire others to believe that transformation is possible, even in the face of deep-rooted challenges. This transformation is not without sacrifice. The emotional toll of confronting systemic barriers includes feelings of isolation, frustration, and exhaustion. It requires sustained mental and emotional resilience to maintain hope and motivation. Support networks, family, friends, mentors, and community organizations play a crucial role in sustaining this resilience, offering encouragement and practical assistance. Culturally, the stories of those overcoming systemic barriers resonate deeply because they embody universal values of justice, dignity, and perseverance. They remind us that while the struggle for equity is ongoing, progress is possible through collective action and individual courage. These narratives contribute to a broader social consciousness that values diversity, inclusion, and the dismantling of oppressive structures. On a personal level, overcoming systemic barriers transforms not only external circumstances, but internal landscapes. It cultivates a powerful identity rooted in resilience, self-belief, and purpose. This identity empowers individuals to lead with authenticity and compassion, inspiring others to confront their own challenges and pursue their dreams. Education often emerges as a pivotal factor in transcending systemic barriers. Access to knowledge, skills, and critical thinking enables individuals to navigate complex systems, advocate for themselves, and create opportunities. Lifelong learning becomes a form of resistance and empowerment, equipping people to break cycles of disadvantage and contribute meaningfully to society. Economic empowerment initiatives such as entrepreneurship, financial literacy, and vocational training also play a significant role. These tools enable individuals to build sustainable livelihoods and economic independence, reducing vulnerability to systemic inequalities. By creating wealth and opportunity within marginalized communities, these efforts foster resilience and social mobility. Policy and advocacy work are essential complements to personal effort. Systemic change requires shifts in laws, institutional practices, and societal attitudes. Activism, community organizing, and engagement with political processes create avenues for addressing structural injustices at their roots. Many who have overcome barriers channel their experiences into such work, becoming voices for systemic reform. Technology offers new pathways to overcome barriers. Digital platforms democratize access to information, education, and markets. They enable marginalized voices to be heard and connect individuals to global networks of support and opportunity. Harnessing technology creatively can open doors previously closed by geography, economics, or social status. Spirituality and mindfulness practices often support those navigating systemic barriers by providing inner strength, clarity, and peace amid external chaos. These practices nurture resilience by fostering a deeper connection to purpose and community. They help individuals maintain balance, reduce stress, and cultivate hope. The journey through systemic barriers is rarely linear or easy. It involves setbacks, detours, and moments of doubt. Yet, every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. Each breakthrough, whether personal or collective, chips away at the structures that perpetuate inequality. The cumulative effect of these efforts builds momentum toward a more just and inclusive society. Your story, if you face such barriers, is a powerful testament to human strength and potential. It is a story of courage in the face of adversity, creativity in overcoming obstacles, and commitment to a vision larger than self. By rising above challenges, you become a catalyst for change, inspiring others to believe in the possibility of transformation. In embracing this path, you honor those who came before and pave the way for those who follow. You contribute to a legacy of resilience and empowerment that transcends individual achievement. Your journey is part of a collective movement toward justice, dignity, and opportunity for all. The road ahead remains challenging, but with courage, creativity, and community, systemic barriers can be dismantled. Your efforts, combined with those of countless others, are shaping a future where every person has the chance to thrive. This is not just your fight, it is our shared mission. Together, through persistence and vision, we can transform obstacles into opportunities and build a world where equity is not an aspiration, but a reality. Ultimately, conflict is the forge of transformation. Every battle you fight, internally and externally, builds your strength, sharpens your wisdom, and deepens your resolve. This ongoing tension is the heartbeat of discipline, the engine that drives growth and leads to mastery. Choosing discipline over distraction, faith over fear, and action over inertia is a lifelong commitment. It requires self-awareness, humility, and relentless effort. The reward is a life lived with purpose, integrity, and unstoppable momentum. Your conflict is the story of your strength, a testament to courage, grit, and relentless pursuit. And so, with heart and determination, you press forward, undaunted and unbroken, ready to rise again with every new day. The climax of your journey, the turning point, is a moment of profound transformation. It often arrives quietly, unexpected yet unmistakable. Like the first light of dawn breaking through the darkest night, it is here, in this sacred space, that your silent resilience crystallizes into undeniable power and your uncertainty melts into unshakable clarity. For so long, you may have struggled in the shadows, pushing yourself day after day, often without recognition or visible progress. The weight of doubt, fear, and fatigue has been heavy. Yet each time you chose to stand, each moment you refused to surrender, you built a foundation stronger than you knew. This turning point is the moment you fully recognize that strength, not luck, not external validation, is what has carried you this far. This realization is transformative because it shifts your entire perspective. No longer do you chase motivation or rely on fleeting bursts of inspiration. Instead, you anchor yourself in the deep well of inner strength forged through perseverance. You understand that discipline and resilience are not burdens, but gifts. Your greatest assets on the path forward. With this shift, fear loses its grip. Doubt becomes a whisper rather than a roar. You stop asking, can I do this? And instead declare, I will do this. This clarity fuels focused action. Your vision sharpens and distractions fade. Every effort is purposeful, every step aligned with your deeper why. This is the moment where perseverance transforms from mere endurance into unstoppable momentum. The daily grind, once tedious and exhausting, becomes a sacred ritual of growth. You embrace discomfort as a catalyst, knowing it signals progress. Setbacks no longer derail you, but teach you. Failure becomes a trusted guide, not a prison. Self-compassion blooms alongside this strength. You forgive yourself for past mistakes, recognizing they were necessary for growth. Vulnerability turns from weakness into courage, allowing deeper connection with yourself and others. This authenticity empowers you to lead with both heart and grit. This turning point ignites a lasting flame, a motivation not dependent on circumstances, but rooted in unwavering faith in yourself and your mission. The path ahead may still hold challenges, but you now face them with calm confidence. Your story is no longer one of silent struggle, but of unstoppable power and clear purpose. With every breath, you step into your new identity, a warrior awakened, a leader forged in fire, ready to rise and inspire. This moment marks not an end, but the beginning of a bold, intentional journey, a journey defined by faith over fear, action over doubt, and vision over distraction. Your breakthrough is proof that silent resilience, nurtured over time, becomes an unbreakable force. This is your rise. This is your power, and nothing can stop you now. As the fierce storms of struggle begin to ease and the heavy weight of doubt lifts from your shoulders, a deep, abiding peace takes root within you. This peace is not the fragile calm that comes from external circumstances, but a profound serenity forged in the fires of perseverance and resilience. It is the quiet strength of knowing that you have faced your battles head on, refused to yield, and emerged transformed. This peace fills the spaces once occupied by fear and uncertainty, replacing them with clarity and conviction. Looking back over the path you have traveled, you recognize that true growth is not measured by the absence of hardship, but by your response to it. Each challenge you met, every setback you endured, and every moment you chose faith over fear became a stepping stone toward the person you are becoming. The clarity you now hold reveals a timeless truth. Life's greatest lessons come not from ease, but from struggle. Greatness is not a destination, but a continuous journey. Your sense of worth, once tethered to external approval or transient success, now rests firmly within. You carry a respect for yourself born from discipline, integrity, and the courage to keep going even when the outcome was uncertain. This self-respect reflects cultural ideals cherished across generations and societies. The values of honor, dignity, perseverance, and authenticity, these principles serve as a compass, guiding your actions, anchoring your identity. Authenticity becomes your foundation. You embrace your flaws and triumphs alike, recognizing that true strength lies in embracing the whole of your experience. This acceptance frees you from the chains of perfectionism and fear, allowing you to lead with vulnerability and courage. Your story becomes a beacon, inspiring others to find their own path with honesty and strength. The lessons you carry extend beyond your personal narrative. They resonate universally, speaking to the shared human experience of wrestling with fear and emerging into faith. Your journey embodies core cultural values, resilience in adversity, commitment to purpose, and the transformative power of discipline. Through your example, you offer hope and encouragement to all who face their own storms. Redemption weaves through your story, not as a distant goal, but as an ongoing process of healing, growth, and renewal. You understand that redemption is not about erasing past mistakes, but embracing them, learning from them, and moving forward with grace. This perspective liberates you from regret and self-judgment, opening your heart to continuous transformation. As night falls and you prepare to rest, carry this peace and clarity with you. The road ahead may still challenge you, but you now face it with unwavering confidence and purpose. Doubt no longer controls your steps. Your vision and resilience illuminate your path. You have become a leader, not because your journey was easy, because you chose to stand firm and rise time and again. Your mission is no longer a distant dream, but a living reality shaping every choice, every action, and every breath. This mission grounds you, infusing your life with meaning and fulfillment. In this commitment, you find true freedom, the freedom to live boldly, lead authentically, and embrace life's uncertainties with courage. Your life stands as a testament to relentless effort, clear vision, and unbreakable resilience. Your story is one of dignity and transformation, a legacy built not on flawless triumph, but on the courage to persist and the wisdom to grow. As the world turns, Your journey continues, quietly powerful, deeply inspiring, and ever unfolding. And as you face tomorrow, remember each new day offers fresh opportunity to deepen your grit, expand your vision, and uplift those around you through the strength of your example. This peace you hold is your greatest victory, not the absence of struggle, but the enduring strength born from facing it with heart and resolve. It is a gift you carry forward, lighting the way for yourself and all who follow. Every journey toward growth and transformation is deeply personal, yet we all share common threads: moments of doubt, fear, and the decision to push forward despite uncertainty. If this message has resonated with you, if you felt the weight of challenge but chose to stand strong, take a moment to reflect. What is the one word that fuels your strength? Is it discipline, courage, focus, or resilience? I invite you to share that word in the comments below. Your single word might be the spark someone else needs to keep moving forward. Sometimes all it takes is one powerful idea to ignite hope and determination in another person's heart. And in turn, their word may become the light that guides you through your next challenge. Together, we build a community rooted in authenticity, grit, and mutual support. This space is for warriors committed to growth and purpose, each bringing unique experiences, but united by shared courage. Your voice matters. Your journey matters. By sharing your word, you contribute to a collective strength far greater than any one of us alone. Let's continue to push past limits, overcome fear, and lead with unwavering faith, one intentional step at a time. Your story is a vital part of this tapestry of transformation and resilience. So, what's your word? Share it below. Let's rise together, stronger and more determined than ever before.